Hola, buenos noches, and good evening. This is your weekly news report, and I'm your host, Pedro, along with Rafa and Chief Meteorologist, Ariana. Toy Story 5, the fifth installment in the Pixar series, debuted with $160 million in domestic ticket sales, easily setting a new franchise record and notching the biggest opening weekend of the year. Launching 31 years after the original Toy Story first landed in theaters, Toy Story 5 far surpassed the previous series' best debut, $120 million for Toy Story 4 in 2019. Internationally, it was just as successful, with $152 million in opening weekend sales for a worldwide haul of $312 million. The Toy Story franchise is one of the most profitable for the Walt Disney Co. Before Toy Story 5 launched, the movies had collectively grossed more than $3 billion, while also pulling in billions from merchandising. It returns a voice cast led by Tom Hanks as Woody, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, and Joan Cusack as Jessie. Reviews have been very good, and audiences gave Toy Story 5 an A cinema score, suggesting it should remain a force in theaters for weeks.
The U.S. has provided doses of an experimental antibody drug from MAP Biopharmaceutical for use in clinical trials to fight the widening Ebola outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo, a shift from its position of making the drug available just for Americans. After dismantling the U.S. Agency for International Development and slashing aid to the region, the U.S. is now making modest contributions to assist with what the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said could potentially be the worst Ebola outbreak yet, without a strong response. There are no approved vaccines or treatments for the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola, which has caused more than 1,000 cases in Congo, including more than 250 deaths. A handful of cases and deaths have also been reported in neighboring Uganda. Despite the urgency of the need, the WHO has said experimental treatments and vaccines should still be tested in clinical trials before widespread use. Addressing these issues is a priority, the WHO said, as well as ensuring patients in the affected countries will be able to access the drugs after the trials if they are shown to be safe and effective.
Emergency workers have been desperately racing to rescue people trapped under collapsed buildings after a pair of powerful earthquakes hit Venezuela on Wednesday night, killing at least 235 people and injuring more than 4,300. 3 children were among those pulled to safety in a miraculous rescue that aired on state television. Video showed the young children climbing over piles of rubble in La Guaira. Neighboring countries have already offered assistance, including the U.S., Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, China, France, Cuba, and El Salvador. The first earthquake, at magnitude 7.2, struck near the town of San Felipe, about 100 miles west of Caracas, shortly after 6 p.m. The second, more powerful quake, with a magnitude of 7.5, struck 39 seconds later near the town of Yumare. The USGS said that high casualties and damage are probable and that the disaster will most likely be widespread. Photos showed collapsed buildings and debris scattered across streets. Aftershocks, some potentially with strong shaking, are possible. The twin earthquakes rank among the most powerful to strike Venezuela in more than a century.
Hello everyone, I'm your Chief Meteorologist Ariana with a look at your weather forecast for the week ahead. A slow-moving front moving across the northern plains will produce severe thunderstorms and heavy rain. The severe weather threat will be high over parts of the northern plains Sunday. Heavy rain will develop with showers and thunderstorms over parts of the Ohio Valley on Sunday with a moderate risk of heavy rainfall for the region. A strong ridge will be anchored over the eastern half of the country, supporting a sprawling, dangerous heat wave and high humidity. An amplified trough will be over the west, becoming reinforced as multiple impulses move through within the flow. with some energy possibly acting to suppress the eastern ridge slightly by next weekend. Showers and thunderstorms will be most likely across the Gulf Coast and Florida region, the southern Rockies and the upper Midwest to Great Lakes and Northeast. Widespread temperatures into the 90s to low 100s combined with high humidity will result in heat indices approaching or exceeding 105-110. In many places in the central to eastern U.S., rain and thunderstorms will develop associated with a frontal system across parts of the upper Midwest and Great Lakes around midweek. Now, here's a look at your 7-day forecast for the Phoenix, Arizona area. We'll see temperatures come down below average for the first half of the week with daytime highs in the mid to upper 90s and low 100s towards the end of the week. Although there hasn't been any monsoon activity yet, we'll see dew points and humidity starting to increase, and we'll see sunny skies during the day for most of the week. Low temperatures also come down below average for this time of year, with overnight lows ranging from low 70s to the low 80s.
A day after moving on from John Tortorella, the Vegas Golden Knights announced Wednesday that they have promoted Ryan Craig, who coached their AHL affiliate, to lead their NHL team. Craig, who is 44 and will be a first-time NHL head coach, takes over the Golden Knights after their season ended with a 3-0 loss to the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas won 7 of its 8 regular season games under Tortorella, before going into a postseason that saw it advance to the Stanley Cup Finals after defeating the Utah Mammoth, Anaheim Ducks, and Colorado Avalanche. That also comes with the context that McCrimmon and his front office staff are facing some significant financial decisions ahead of free agency July 1st. The Arizona Diamondbacks took on the Tampa Bay Rays in Florida on Saturday. Geraldo Perdomo doubled off the top of the wall in right center that just missed being a home run, followed by a Corbin Carroll single to right that drove him in. Cabrera gave that run right back in the bottom of the first. After retiring Yandy Diaz and Jonathan Aranda without any drama at all, he allowed a 2-1 sinker to catch a little too much of the plate, and Junior Caminero launched it over the fence in the left field corner for his third first-inning home run in as many games. The Rays went on to win this game 4-2, and even their record on the season at 41 wins and 41 loses.
That will do it for this week's Weekly News Report. As always, thank you for watching and have a great week. Como siempre, gracias por ver el video y que tengáis una buena semana.